The pitcher who saved baseball during World War II, then disappeared forever. What if I told you that baseball was saved during World War II by a man who pitched in the major leagues with a prosthetic leg and then vanished from the sport forever? This isn't a Hollywood movie. This is the true story of Bert Shepard, the pitcher who literally kept America's pastime alive when it needed it most, only to be forgotten by the very game he rescued. Welcome to our channel, Baseball Chronicles, and today we're diving deep into one of baseball's most incredible and heartbreaking stories, a tale of courage, determination, and a sport that turned its back on its greatest hero. Chapter 1. The Setup. Picture this. It is 1943, and baseball is dying. Not metaphorically, literally, dying. The war has taken everything. Stars like Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, and Bob Feller are overseas fighting fascism instead of fighting for pennants. Minor league teams are folding left and right. Attendance is plummeting. Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis is so desperate he is considering shutting down Major League Baseball entirely. President Roosevelt's green light letter kept the game alive, but barely. Teams are fielding teenagers, old-timers, and anyone with a pulse who can hold a bat. But in the midst of this crisis, one man would emerge to save baseball in the most unlikely way possible. His name was Bert Shepard, and his story begins not on a pitcher's mound, but 20,000 feet above Nazi Germany. Chapter 2. The Hero's Origin. Robert Earl Bert Shepard was born in 1920 in Dana, Indiana, small-town America at its finest. Like millions of kids, he dreamed of playing professional baseball. He was good, really good, good enough to sign with the Chicago White Sox organization in 1941. But then Pearl Harbor changed everything. Shepard enlisted in the Army Air Forces and became a P-38 Lightning pilot, one of the most dangerous jobs in the most dangerous war in human history. On May 21, 1944, during his 34th combat mission over Germany, Shepard's luck ran out. His P-38 was shot down by German fighters. The crash was catastrophic. When German soldiers found him in the wreckage, they thought he was dead. His right leg was mangled beyond repair, so badly damaged that German doctors had no choice but to amputate it below the knee. Most men would have considered their baseball dreams over. Bert Shepard was just getting started. Chapter 3. The Impossible Recovery. In a German prisoner of war camp, something extraordinary happened. A German doctor who had been a soccer player before the war took pity on Shepard. He fitted him with a crude wooden prosthetic leg and told him something that would change baseball history. You can still play your American game. Think about that for a moment. In the middle of the most brutal war in human history, an enemy doctor gave an American pilot the gift that would save America's pastime. Shepard did not just accept this gift, he perfected it. In that POW camp, with a wooden leg and makeshift equipment, he taught himself to pitch again. He had to completely relearn his mechanics, his balance, his delivery. Every throw was an act of defiance against the circumstances that should have ended his career. When Allied forces liberated the camp in 1945, they found something unprecedented, a one-legged pitcher who was better than he had been before the war. Chapter 4. The Miracle Debut. Word of Shepard's story reached Washington's Senators owner Clark Griffith, a man known for publicity stunts, but also for genuine compassion. Griffith did not just want to sign Shepard for the headlines. He genuinely believed this man could play. On the 10th of July, 1945, Bert Shepard took the mound at Griffith Stadium, wearing number 17. The crowd of 24,000 did not know what to expect. They were about to witness something that had never happened before and would never happen again. Shepard entered the game in the fourth inning, with the Senators trailing the Red Sox 14-2. For 5 1/3 innings, he was absolutely dominant. He allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, struck out 2, and even got a hit himself, a clean single to right field. But here's the part that will give you chills. He did not just pitch well. He pitched like a man possessed. His fastball had more movement than before the war. His curveball was sharper. Losing his leg had somehow made him a better pitcher. The newspapers went crazy. Miracle on the mound. The pitcher, who conquered Hitler. Shepard was invited to the White House. He appeared on radio shows. For a brief, shining moment, he was the most famous athlete in America. Baseball had its hero. The sport that was dying had found its salvation in the most unlikely place, in the courage of a man who refused to let anything stop him from playing the game he loved. Chapter 6. The Forgotten Hero. By 1950, Bert Shepard had quietly retired from professional baseball. He became a safety inspector, raised a family, and lived a normal life in suburban Washington, D.C. He rarely talked about his baseball career. When reporters occasionally found him, he was gracious but brief. "I was just happy to play," he would say. "I got my chance, and that is more than most people get." Bert Shepard died in 2008 at the age of 87. His obituary in most newspapers was 3 paragraphs long. The man who had literally saved Major League Baseball during its darkest hour was remembered as a footnote. But here is what makes this story even more tragic. Shepard was not just a feel-good story or a publicity stunt. He was legitimately good. In his one Major League appearance, he posted a 1.69 ERA. His minor league numbers suggest he could have been a solid Major League pitcher for years. Baseball did not just forget Bert Shepard, it wasted him. Conclusion. So why does Bert Shepard's story matter today? Because it reminds us that heroes do not always get the endings they deserve. It reminds us that sometimes the people who save us are the first ones we forget when times get better. Bert Shepard saved baseball not through statistics or championships, but through the simple act of refusing to quit. When America's Pastime was on life support, he showed up with one leg and a heart full of determination and proved that the game was worth saving. Shepard is not in the Hall of Fame. He probably never will be. But in a sport obsessed with statistics and records, maybe we should remember that sometimes the most important contributions cannot be measured in numbers. Maybe we should remember that sometimes saving something you love is more important than conquering it. What do you think? Should Bert Shepard be remembered differently by baseball history? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into baseball's forgotten heroes, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because there are so many more incredible stories like this one waiting to be told. Next week, we are exploring another forgotten legend, the Negro League star who out-hit Babe Ruth, but never got his shot at the majors. Trust me, you will not want to miss it.